that may come in useful. Well, walk through the woods now, just past last week's fallen birch, and I found another one, roughly the same size, dead oak. That's been dead a long time. Right, off we trot. I'm bypassing last week's camp and I'm going somewhere different today. Oh shit, maybe. Now in this bank by here, there's old mine workings, very old mine workings, and about 50 yards up, I don't know if they're there now, but when I was a kid, 25 odd years ago, oh look, another down birch, dropping like flies I tell you. When I was a kid, we went down there a bit, but a friend of mine was really into caving. We told him about it and he came up here with another friend and they went down caving in the old mine, and they found a bottle of beer and they had it tested, because it could have been pee but it was beer after they had it tested, and that had been there well over 100 years. So that's the tale of the mine. Well, that's what's become of the path. Now, I didn't bring a machete with me. If I'd have known, I would have. So I think I'm going to have to come back here another day with a machete, and I'm going to go back to my old camp. Well, no one's been up here for a very long time. Rubble sack. Enough to get it started. Here we are again. Today I'm going to be firelighting and using the ESEE 6. Now, I bought this knife about 5-6 months ago, second hand, and when it turned up with a big leather sheath, which I really didn't like, so I sold that on eBay and I made a Kydex leather mix sheath for it. It's got a ferro rod holder and a dangler. Nice firm click. So that's the sheath. Now when it arrived, the guy sold it to me. He sold it because he'd really messed the edge up on it, and he didn't have the means to get it back. So I've sharpened it, and it's a slight convex grind. It's pretty sharp now, and I've made one modification See that? I've ground the paint off so I can strike a ferro rod with it. I didn't grind the rest of it off. Maybe I should have for use as a scraper, but I just did the front bit. So I'm going to do a fire lay now first, and then I'm going to put this through his paces. So really thin dry stuff on first. Now the plan is I'm going to make some shavings with the ESEE and put them in there. So that's built now. I just need to get some shavings now and shove them in there. First impressions, I'm not keen on it. It's quite uncomfortable to hold. Not a very good piece of wood. So I found this leaning against the tree. I'm going to have a go with this now. That was a bit better. Well, there we are. The fire is now stuffed full of shavings. So, piece of birch. Let's try and get some bits off this. This is crap birch, fair play. I'm not holding up much hope for this. Will end up being a match going in here now. No, this woods has not got a lot of resources in it. Right, let's just give it a go. I don't think it's going to go up now. Okay, let's cheat. Secret stash, Tinder card. And the moral of this story is always carry a backup. Well, time to get the pot on now, and I've just noticed that my kettle's not going to fit in there, so I'm going to have to reduce this. Now it's a bit light, it's probably a bit rotten. I'm going to use the ESEE now to take that off. I'm choking up now. It's doing this just fine. Could have used my saw. Seeing as this is all about the ESEE. Should get my kettle in there. Well, doing stuff like that, it's great. Fine work, not so great. So I've laid that wood I just split up now in a crisscross fashion on top of the fire because there's a bit of moisture in it, and that is the best way to dry it out. Crisscross configuration with a finger thickness in between each one. And I only just put it on a couple of minutes ago, and the bottom ones have started to go up already. Well, kettle's almost boiled, and I've got a nice piece of wood here from my pack, which is spruce, and it's dead straight. And I'm going to make a feather stick now with the ESEE, and then I'm going to make one with my FTP, and we'll see the difference. Well, shaving not too bad, but I'm finding resistance, and I know it's sharp because I've sharpened it myself, and I know it'll shave. It sounds a bit strange, like the steel's too hard, if that makes any sense. So, I'll get my knife out. Scandi, convex on the ESEE. I know what wins. So I've taken the pot off now, kettle even, and I've just put some of that wood just around the side to dry up, so when it goes on, it'll go up quicker. I'm going to finish this feather stick off now, and I have found that if I do the knee trick, it works a lot better. My pad around. Well, it did light, but control wise, just having that tip is very awkward. When you think now with a bushcrafter with a 4-inch blade and a fully sharpened spine, how much easier it is to light. So I've knocked the pile of shavings now off the feather stick. I want to see if it's any easier to light without the actual feather stick. Now I've found now, by using the ferro rod, that it's rounded off the spine. Well, that shouldn't happen. So here's my final thoughts on the ESEE 6. it's a bruiser. In my opinion, the jimping is a complete waste of time, because I hardly ever use my knife with my thumb on there. Some people do feather sticks and they put the stick down and they push down that way. I never do that. It's just, I just can't get tidy curls off that way. So it's a bruiser. The handle is far too square. No wonder they do replacement, certain firms do replacement handles, because it needs it. I don't like coatings. Coatings are a bit shit. So if it was up to me to have a rounder handle, the spine would be flat, nice sharp spine all the way. So then you could light the ferro rod here, you'd have more control. On the whole, as I say, it's a bruiser. It's pretty good for chopping, splitting stuff down. It's good for that. Fine tasks, no. You know, it'll, you know, you can whittle okay with it. You know, doing a notch like that or a pot hanger notch would be fine. I can't say anything about the sheath because I didn't get one with it, only an aftermarket one which was huge and I didn't like. So my sheath's pretty good because I made it myself and it suits my purposes. So that's my thoughts on the ESEE6. Whether I'll keep it, I don't know. I may get rid of it, clean it up, sell it. I may keep it because it's not really worth that much money anyway. Yeah, so uncomfortable handle, really needs a straight, sharp spine. I hope that was informative, and if you're thinking of buying one, it'll either make your mind up or you'll still be undecided. I came over here for a pee and there's a dead ash here and it's got quite a lot of King Alfred's cakes on it. Yeah, there's one there. There's some there. I'm going to grab them now. There we go. Unfortunately, they're soaking wet, so they need drying. If they were dry, then I could have got the fire going with the ferro rod with these. But they're soaking wet, but they're always a good thing to find. So I've been using chunks of this fallen ash for a while now to burn, just cutting 6-8 inches off and splitting them down. But this long one is going to be pretty good future firewood. I'll leave it hanging up there. There's no point in me cutting it down now, because if I cut it down it'll probably just rot on the ground. So for future reference, that's some nice firewood. Well, I put the King Alfred's cake now by the fire to dry a bit. It probably won't dry completely, I'll have to take it home. But when I took it off, my hands are covered in the black spores from the outside. So just be warned, when you pick them off, your hands will be as black as coal. Now today's little woodland foray didn't go quite to plan. The plan was for today was to come into the old woods and to go up the top where there's a stone gorge and nobody ever goes there. So the plan was to go up there, use the ESEE6, do everything from scratch. But there's more resources up there because I hardly ever go there, so it would have been a lot easier. So that went tits up. So I'm going to come up here again now in a few weeks and get rid of that lot so I can get up there. I could have hacked my way through with a stick, and possibly using my big saw, but it would have been a lot of bother, so I decided not to and came back to the old camp. You can probably tell, as I've moaned on the video, that there's not much resources here for fire lighting, and it's always quite difficult to light the fire here, and I had to resort to using a piece of tinder card. But it just goes to show, be prepared. I'm a reasonably good fire lighter, and for me not to be able to find something to make a feather stick or to light with a ferro rod, it's got to be difficult. I'm not blowing my own trumpet or nothing, I'm just saying I'm reasonably good at lighting a fire. Next Sunday I'm going to the UK knife show, so there won't be an upload next Sunday, Monday, and the following week the plan is to section hike on the Pembrokeshire coastal path, so hopefully get a few videos up of that. It'll be no bushcrafting at all, it's basically just lightweight backpacking. I'm getting smoked out, you know, but my kettle's boiling, so that's a good thing. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. May get a midweek upload up. If I can get out one evening, I'll do that, and I'll probably be either in this camp or in the top camp where it's easy to light fires. Right, stay tuned, because I got a little video coming up which I took yesterday when it was beautiful weather. I took it out my backyard and I'm lighting tinders with lenses, magnifying glasses. So the Hudson Bay tin, the lens on that, I'll be lighting a slow match with. I'll be lighting charred punkwood with a Fresnel lens, and I'll be using a reading lens to light a King Alfred's cake. Now the sun was so strong when I was filming it yesterday, I'm hoping it turned out okay, because I couldn't see the viewfinder of the camera when I was doing it. So hopefully that'll be a bit informative for you as well. Great, thanks for watching. Three different kits with solar ignition. Let's see which works best. First up, Hudson Bay tin lid and a slow match. Second one, reading lens and a piece of King Alfred's cake. Well, that was almost instantaneous. char punk wood. And a Fresnel lens. Well, that was no messing either. Well, I'd pretty much say the punk wood wins, because it's the most abundant and it caught pretty easy. Slow match, waste of time.